Hi guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. So before I do get into all of the goodness, I just want to say a big massive welcome to everyone who has recently subscribed, or if this is the first time that you've clicked on any of my videos. I do hope that by the end of it you will have enjoyed it that much that you do consider maybe subscribing to this channel, join my YouTube community. I've got a lovely community over here and I'd like you to be a part of it. So all you've got to do is hit that black subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because by hitting that notification bell, YouTube will notify you every time that I upload. And because we're in the season where I bring tons of videos, I do like to bring bonus uploads as well. So if you haven't got that notification bell turned on, you may miss some of the videos. If you've been here from day one, or you've been with me for, let's say a long time in the 3.5 years that I've been creating content, then thank you so much. Your support doesn't go unnoticed, and thank you to everyone who has recently shared my videos as well. I am seeing that on the days my videos go out, I am getting really high views. And that's down to you guys. You are sharing my content and you are putting my name out there. So we're going to move on to today's video. Now, I want you to go and pause this video, go and grab yourself a nice cozy drink, light some festive candles, and get underneath a blanket and get some snacks, because this video could get lengthy. You have been warned. So pause this video and join me when you've got all of your comfy and cozy vibes with you. Making our Christmas memory. Last year, if you've been here for that long, you will know that last year's dupes video was a dupes galore. So previous years I have done a White Company dupes video, but last year I changed it slightly and I went to have a look at all of the higher end stores and brought dupes from all of them different stores, and that's what I'm going to do in today's video. So it's not going to be just focused on White Company, it's not going to be focused just on Anthropologie, it's just going to be a mixture of everything, but I am going to keep it into stores. So we're going to start off with Anthropologie. Now, I have looked on Anthropologie website and they've got some beautiful bits in for Christmas. Now, I am going to be truthfully honest, I would not spend that amount of money on Christmas decor. So when I found dupes in budget-friendly stores, I was so happy. So the first thing that I am going to show you, and it's one of my favourite inspired by products, is this one. So this is a gold stocking holder. So in Anthropologie, they've done it in the gold and the silver, and it's £46. Imagine if you've got 5 people living in your house and you wanted to buy a stocking holder for each person. That is going to be pricey. Anyway, I went into B&M and I've picked up a dupe. So this is the bow stocking holder from the Nordic Glow range in B&M. So this is the one from Anthropologie, which is £46, and this one in B&M is £7. That is a huge saving. Now in B&M, I didn't see the silver in this, but they've definitely got these ones in. And I just thought that is a complete inspired by Anthropologie item. So I did pick this up because as soon as I seen it, I knew I needed it for my stocking, and especially with it being a dupe. But look at the saving on that. Now I'm going to go out there and say this is my favourite inspired by product from B&M, and I'm also going to say that B&M have come through with the dupes this year. So I don't know who's been doing the research for B&M, but they've definitely had inside information from Anthropologie, because how is this on B&M shelf and it's £46 in Anthropologie? Even the hanging bit, it's all twisted, so is the one on Anthropologie. The detail on this bow is gorgeous, and it's so similar to the one from Anthropologie. So this is the first dupe that I do want to show you. I do hope you've got a pad and a pen, because I've got so many items to show you that you might want to jot down which ones I'm telling you is my favourites. So moving on, now this is one of the items that I haven't picked up. So in Anthropologie, they have got this humongous bow. Now this would look lovely on top of your Christmas tree. John Lewis done this last year. They brought out the big massive bows and it was a massive trend. I was seeing people making their own because they didn't want to pay the John Lewis price. But Anthropologie have jumped on this, and I'm going to be truthfully honest, so has every other store. Every time I go onto a higher end budget store, they've got these bows in. Now this bow in Anthropologie is £76, and I have found you a cheaper alternative, and it is from B&M. It's £12 in B&M. Now both stores do have these in different colours, but the price difference is remarkable. Now, I haven't picked one of these up because I don't want to jump on that trend of a big massive bow that drapes all the way down your tree. But if you are looking for that bow and you've seen this one in Anthropologie, which I'm not going to lie is beautiful, go and have a look at the one in B&M before you spend your hard-earned cash on this one. So B&M do have the red, and I've also seen it in the jute, so the natural. And I've also noticed that Home Bargains do have these bows as well, but they're not as cheap as B&M. Now, the next item that I do want to show you is definitely inspired by Anthropologie. So in Anthropologie, they're doing these dinner plates. Now, these would look lovely on your dining scape if you were doing a bow theme. So for 4 of them, they are, let me just get my trusty notes. So for a set of 4 of these in Anthropologie, they are £76. That is whopping. For 4 plates, £76. They are beautiful, but I've picked up something very similar in B&M. Now this was £3.50, and I do definitely think this is definitely inspired by the Anthropologie one, but you could get 4 of these for £14 rather than spending the £76 on 4 of the ones from Anthropologie. So I did pick up this one. I also noticed they had loads of different items in this range as well in Anthropologie. So they had the larger plate. B&M also have a larger plate, so you know, like one that you would put your turkey on. B&M also have that. It's not the same, it's very similar. It says Merry Christmas, where the one in Anthropologie does have a load of bows on. But I did want to show you this. I'm going to use this maybe for stuffing balls, or maybe to put my milk and cookies out for Santa. But yeah, £3.50. So for 4 of them, it would definitely cost you £14. And just look at the price of these in Anthropologie. Now, the next item that I want to talk about from Anthropologie is this cup. So it is a cup with a topper. Now, I love cups like this. It keeps your cups of tea and coffee warm for so long. But it's £16 in Anthropologie. I have found you a cheaper alternative that looks almost identical in Home Bargains for £2.99. How crazy is that? I know that Anthropologie do some beautiful cups and they do some beautiful glasses as well, and I am going to show you another inspired by from Anthropologie, but this is definitely the same as this. So if this come to my door and you give me this one, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference, but this one is a whole lot cheaper. Moving on to glasses. Now, we all know that Anthropologie do these beautiful glasses with a Christmas tree in, or they've got a candy cane in, And I've also seen them in B&M for £3.50, so I am going to insert a photograph here. I've also seen these type of glasses in TK Maxx as well, but you are looking at about £3.50 in B&M, but in TK Maxx I think they're about £6.99. So definitely look at B&M first and see if you can pick up one from there, because I'm all about saving you some pennies. Now the next item, again, I don't have this item, but I did want to show you. So B&M, again, they've jumped on this because Anthropologie are doing this beautiful range, and it gives me Pottery Barn vibes. So with that, I mean like a gingerbread like scene, but Anthropologie are doing it in all different colours. So the Pottery Barn is more the gingerbread, where this one you've got reds, greens, blues, pinks, loads of different colours, and they've got some beautiful items in this range. This one in particular, I have definitely spotted a dupe in B&M, and it was £3.50. So this one is £12 in Anthropologie, and you can get a very similar item for £3.50 in B&M. The next item I do actually have, and this is because I was so close to buying the one at Anthropologie. So this is the one from Anthropologie, and it was £14. So I actually had this in my basket, and I had a few of them in there because I wanted to incorporate these into my front room, whether that be on my tree or on my stocking holder. But they soon come out of my basket because, again, B&M are definitely bringing the inspired look, because look at this, pretty much exactly the same as what I was looking for, and I spotted it in Anthropologie, but I spotted it in B&M. Now, as I said, it was £14 in Anthropologie. Look at that price tag, £2.50. That is amazing. So I'm very, very happy that I didn't pick the ones up from Anthropologie, and I managed to get these ones from B&M. So Anthropologie are also doing these bows, so the black and white bows. Now, everyone is doing bows. I've seen long tail bows, short bows, I've seen the big massive bows, but in Anthropologie they are doing the black and white bows, and I do love black and white, and I like to incorporate bows into the tree, onto a garland, or even onto a Christmas gift that I'm gifting to somebody. So in B&M they're doing these bows, and you get 6 for £3. I have actually used one. I used it on a gift that I was gifting. But in Anthropologie they are doing black and white bows, £26 for 6. Now these were £3 for 6, but they also do this in the gifting. So if you're wanting to do black and white on your tree, then you could always buy this as well, or you could buy the black bows and make your own white bows. I've bought some ribbon, and I mean, it just has to be a little ribbon like this. So I did actually pull this out to show you, but you could actually make some white bows. You could even make the black bows, to be fair. Buy a reel of ribbon. Let's not pay £26 for 6 ribbons, 6 bows. Let's make our own. They're so easy to make. There's loads of tutorials over here on YouTube. But yeah, let's not pay £26 for black and white bows. Get some black ribbon, get some white ribbon, make your own, or just make your white bows and pick these up from B&M. So that is everything from Anthropologie, I do believe. So the next store that I'm going to be showing you inspired by items from is one of my favourites. If you've been here for some time, you will know I am obsessed with the 𝐷 Company. I'm obsessed with their fragrances, I'm obsessed with their homeware, but I do know that sometimes the 𝐷 Company products are not everyone's taste, even though they're very minimal. But I thought I would have picked up so many inspired by products from different stores, and I haven't, which I find really strange because last year I did pick up quite a few, and I used to be able to do a whole video on the White Company dupes. So the first thing that I am going to show you, in the White Company, they have got these hanging bells for £5. They are absolutely beautiful. But again, if you're wanting a few of these on your Christmas tree or on a garland, it is going to become pricey. But I've picked up these ones from B&M. Now I have shown these in a B&M haul, and I did say these were going to be in a dupes video. Well, this is what they are duping. These ones in the White Company are £5 each, and in B&M we are getting very similar, very inspired by cowbells for £2.50 for 3. So you can go and spend £15 on these and you will have a tree full of bells rather than the £5 for 1 in the White Company. Now don't get me wrong, I am still obsessed with the White Company and I do love the White Company, but if I can bring you inspired products from a budget friendly store, then I will. So I do actually love these. So these were £2.50. And then I'm going to move on to another bell. Now in the White Company, they do have a hanging ceramic ribbed bell and it's £8. This is the one that is on the White Company. I do believe it's £8, but in places like B&M, Primark, TK Maxx, you can actually pick up white ceramic bells. This is so similar to the one that's on the White Company. It is ribbed, and then you could just switch the ribbon on the top, so it has got the green on. But this was actually from B&M and it cost £2, maybe £2.50 I think, but it's still a cheaper alternative. And I think it was Vlogmas last year, I actually brought you a White Company inspired Christmas tree on a budget, and yous loved it. Yous love the inspired by looks, but this is definitely inspired by the White Company. So I did get that from B&M. I am holding I should really cut this off because it does my head in. But yeah, definitely have a look in your budget friendly stores. So the next item that I am going to show you, which is inspired by the White Company, is a stocking. So in the White Company, they have got this beautiful stocking for £50. £50 for a stocking. That is insane. Now I know I've been to the White Company and we've bought throws and we've bought pyjamas and things like that, but £50 for a stocking. Again, if you're needing a few stockings, imagine you're wanting 5 White Company stockings with 5 Anthropologie bow stocking holders. That's going to be pricey. Well, B&M have brought out this one. Very similar. I have shown this as well, but I love it. It's in this very soft taupe colour, very similar to the one in the White Company, and this was a bargain. It was £6. So White Company, you can keep your £50 stockings because I've just paid £6 for something that's very similar, very inspired by the White Company, and it doesn't break the bank. £50 for a stocking. That's insane. Go to B&M, pick up yours for £6. If you are enjoying this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you have yet to join my YouTube community, please consider doing so. I love bringing content like this. I love Christmas content, and you know what? I absolutely love creating content for all of you guys. I know there's a few of my subscribers who can't get out and they do like to see what's in stores. So let me know if there's any videos you would like me to do. So let's move on to another White Company inspired by. Now I do actually have an original of this item, but it's behind all of my Christmas decor and I just wish I'd have got it out beforehand, but I have shown you in the past They are these botanical candles. Now everywhere seems to be doing these. I've seen them in B&M, I've seen them in the range, I've seen them in TK Maxx, I've seen them in Asda, I've seen them in Aldi. Everywhere is selling these inspired by botanical candles. I have never ever been into Poundland and found one. So yes, this is a little bit smaller than the medium sized ones in the White Company, but if you just want that luxury look for Christmas, then Poundland have got these inspired by candles from the White Company for £3. So these are the cheapest that I've seen. Now I've picked mine up in spiced sugar cookie, and there was also another one which was forest pine, which did look very similar to Fir Tree from the White Company. Now, I'm going to be truthfully honest, I didn't get this for the scent, I didn't get it for the burn, I just got it for the look. Rather than put all of my decorations out, all of my candles, and light the really expensive ones really early into December, I will burn these ones at the beginning of December, and then I'll move on to the White Company ones maybe a week into the week before Christmas. But yeah, £3, absolutely amazing. Definitely giving you that luxury look on a budget. Now, I am going to show you this item from Home Bargains. Now, I've had a look on the White Company's website. Now, I'm not sure if they're not doing them this year, but they are inspired by the White Company. And it is these white ceramic bells. So I have shown these previously, but Home Bargains do have these in again. So this is in the scent Fireside. It's one of my favourite scents from the White Company. Now I'm going to be truthfully honest, this does not smell like the White Company, but they did a very similar gift set in the White Company. I think it was £24. These are £7 in Home Bargains, but I basically just got it because the ceramic bells are perfect. I won't use the scent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my White Company scents on here because I do have the White Company oils. I don't even have one, but I've still actually got my autumn diffuser out. It's getting to the end now from the White Company. But yeah, I'm going to actually just put my essential oils from the White Company on here, and I'm not going to use the spray. But I did actually get it for the ceramic bells. I just think they're a complete dupe to the White Company. Moving on, again, I can't see these in the White Company, and I know they definitely have them. B&M are selling these. I think they're 2 in a pack for £6. I didn't get mine from B&M either. I have actually shown these, but they did actually do the star placemats in the White Company. I'm not sure how much they were because I can't actually find them now. I think they've stopped selling them. I actually picked these up from the boot sale. So these were £3 for the 4. And I got them because I just thought these are going to look lovely on my Christmas table, especially with the theme that I'm going as well. And yeah, definitely reminded me of the White Company placemats. So if I can find them, I will insert a photograph, but these are definitely giving that luxury look on a budget. We are getting through these, guys. So moving on, I am going to show you items from, let me just get my notes again. So I'm going to show you these items. So these are from Home Bargains, and the reason that I've picked these up, these remind me of a Neom product. Now, if you've been here for a while, you'll know I love Neom, but every year at Christmas, they do, very similar to what I've just showed you really, they do a ceramic plaque, and they have one of their Neom sprays, and you just spray it. And when I went into Home Bargains, they were doing very similar items. Now, I haven't picked this up for my Christmas tree. I've actually picked this up for the car. These were 99p each. Now, in Neom, they're a lot more pricier than that. So this one is baked gingerbread, and the ceramic hanger is in the shape of a gingerbread man. And then I got frosted Christmas tree. So again, the ceramic hanger is in the shape of a Christmas tree. Perfect for the car. It does come with the scent. So you just put a few drops on the ceramic hanger and hopefully you'll be able to smell the scent. But Neom do something very similar, and also the White Company do as well. So please make sure you are looking for these little ceramic hangers in places like Home Bargains, because I just think they'll be a lovely little gift as well if you've got somebody who you're gifting who's maybe just got a car or they've just passed their driving test. But yeah, absolutely love them. 99p, they give me Neom vibes through and through. Okay, so the next high-end store that I'm going to be showing you inspired products from is Balsam Hill. Now, if you've never been on Balsam Hill, then it's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. But I know that I've spotted inspired by products. So in Balsam Hill, they have got these icicles. Now there's a set of 12. They're beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. They are £159 for 12 icicles. However, I went to the range and I've picked up these icicles. So I did show these last year because, let's face it, the range do bring out items year after year, and especially if it's an inspired by product. So these ones were £1.59, £1.99. So for 12, it's going to cost you a fraction of the price. Look how beautiful these are. They glisten and everything. Yes, I can imagine the Balsam Hill ones do as well. But yeah, definitely pick these up, because they just reminded me so much of the Balsam Hill ones. Now, also from Balsam Hill, is these knitted stockings. Now, I absolutely love a knitted stocking. Now, in Balsam Hill, they are £99 per stocking. We thought the White Company was bad with 50. Balsam Hill are doing these stockings for £99. So they do have the white, and they've also got it in the red. Now, I've seen very similar stockings in Home Bargains for £6.99 each. And in Home Bargains, they do the white, the red and the green. So if you're wanting this look, but you're not going to pay £99 for a stocking, then go to Home Bargains. Be very quick though, because sometimes I'll go in and you think they were in last week and they're not in this week. They sell so quickly, especially if you've got people like me who do their research and check what's coming into stores and if I can find a cheaper alternative. So you're always going to have people like me who is in that store grabbing these items, and then I share them on here and then everyone runs out and gets them. So definitely be quick. So that was the two items that I did want to show you that are inspired by Balsam Hill. Now we're going to move on to Cox and Cox. Now, I didn't actually bring any dupes last year from Cox and Cox because there was none. I'll be truthfully honest, I couldn't find anything because Cox and Cox is beautiful. So we've got some really nice bits here, and wait until I find my piece of paper with all of my notes on. I've got quite a few dupes that I do want to show you from different budget friendly stores and even garden centres. So we are going to start off with these mushrooms. Now these are gorgeous for a autumn tree, and I know that last year I had on a woodland themed tree and these fit perfectly on that. So at Cox and Cox, they're £25 for 6. Now, I went to my local garden centre and I picked up these. Very, very similar. They've done them in different colours. So in the garden centre, they've done the orange, the brown and the green, but I just wanted the orange. These were £1.59 each. So for 6, it's going to be a lot cheaper than Cox and Cox. but they have a little clip on the bottom, so they just clip onto your branch, very similar to the ones in Cox and Cox. So if you've got a British garden centre near you, they stock these. So these ones are the Cox and Cox ones, and they are £25 for 6, but they are in the British garden centres as well. Now moving on, now I have spoke about bows a lot in this video, and that's because they are trending. So in Cox and Cox, they have got 12 bows for £18.50, and they've got some beautiful colours. So these are the long-tailed bows, which I do prefer, to be fair. Now I'm going to show you bows that I picked up from Home Bargains for £1.49. So I picked them up in this caramel colour, and I also picked them up in the beige colour as well, well, a cream colour. Now all I needed was a red, which Home Bargains do, and a green, which Home Bargains do. Now on these packs you get 6 in a pack, so even if you wanted all of the colours that Cox and Cox are doing, you would just need to buy 4 packs of bows. So you'd buy 1 cream, 1 caramel, 1 red, 1 green. So that's going to cost you £10. Yes, it's not a huge saving, but it is a saving. Or, as I said before in this video, make your own bows. Get the colours that you need and make your long-tailed bows. But Home Bargains do have these in for £1.49 for a pack of 6. B&M also sell the long-tailed bows as well, but I haven't seen this colour, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. So definitely have a look in your budget-friendly stores for inspired by products. We've got so many items still to get through. I'm worried about time, guys. So we have got these glass swirl baubles in Cox and Cox, and for a set of 6 they are £25. Again, beautiful baubles, £25 for 6. Still think that's a little bit pricey when I can pick these up in the range for £1.99. So I did pick up quite a few of these. So this is another one. So very, very similar to the ones that are in Cox and Cox. I will pop it a little bit closer for you so you can see it is the swirled one. I love the range for baubles and things like that, especially the higher end replicas or inspired by. Now also they've got these gingerbread houses. Now these are £30 for 4 in Cox and Cox, which I do think is a bit pricey. £7.50 per gingerbread house. B&M have come to the rescue again because they have got these gingerbread houses for £2.50, and they've got a few, so they haven't just got one style, they've got a few styles. So £2.50 versus £30. I know which one I would be choosing. Also, they are doing the coloured bows. So you can see here, they do a pack of 12 coloured bows, and they're £18.50. Just go to your budget friendly stores and pick up different coloured bows. We have got ranges like Joyful and All Is Bright in Home Bargains and in B&M, and they actually do bright pink bows, bright green bows. So you're definitely going to get a cheaper alternative in places like Home Bargains and B&M. Now I'm also going to show you these glass twisted droplets. Now these are £35 for 6. So the ones that I'm showing you on screen, they're like a moss colour. I do think they're actually called moss on Cox and Cox. Now I haven't got a moss one, but I have got this amber one. So it's very, very similar to the one that's in Cox and Cox, and this one was £2.49. So it's definitely worth shopping around, because there's no way I would pay £35 for 6 baubles when I can go to the range and pick cheaper alternatives up. So that is the last item that I do want to show you from Cox and Cox. So the last item that I want to show you, I've never ever shopped in, is it White Stars, and they've got this beautiful tree skirt in. So I'm going to show you it on screen, and it is £79. It's absolutely beautiful. It is like a distressed metal, but I've found you a complete dupe, an inspired by product from Asda. Of all places, Asda are selling something very, very similar for £30. Now, the one in the White Stars, they do have in the black, and it is a little bit cheaper, but it's not that much cheaper. But I'm gonna definitely say, if I wanted one of these metal tree skirts, I would be definitely swaying to Asda rather than White Stars. So I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. I love bringing dupe videos to this channel. I forgot how much I actually love bringing them, and this is definitely one of my videos that I love to bring for Christmas. Let me know if you prefer it store wise. So let's say, would you have just liked a Anthropologie dupe video, or are you quite happy with all of the different stores just being into one video? It's so much easier for me. It means that I can get one video done rather than 4 different videos and have them stacked, so that you can go out earlier and pick up these dupes. Also, don't forget, I do have a secondary channel that I do share with my partner Katie. I will leave all that information down below for you guys. Thank you again to everyone who shares my content. Please head on over to my other social media platforms and give me a follow. Even send me a direct message if you found any dupes in any budget-friendly stores. And until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of the day, whatever it is you're doing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Oh, da, 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 making our Christmas memories.